Hi guys, this is Rationality, Reason, and Reality. I'm Supernova. I'm going to do a new series, hopefully a daily one, now that I have an internet connection, on how to become a more logical and rational person. And for the next few weeks right after this, I'm going to try to teach you logic, how inductive and deductive logic work. I don't like most of the lessons out there. They depend too much on intuition, but I'd like to make it accessible for everybody so that they can actually understand the process and explain it to other people. And also, I'm going to be teaching on how logic doesn't work, going through all the logical fallacies. And that will take a bit of time because there are a lot of logical fallacies. So that's the rationality part. Rationality just means logical consistency, and to be logically consistent, you have to know what logic is and how it's applied. I also named this video after my other favorite R of reason, because the only way that we get our mind changed, how we learn new things and grow, is through reason. We have debate between people who are open-minded and willing to change their minds, and we take in new evidence and evaluate it and maybe change our beliefs that we had prior to reasoning. And this video is for people who are open to that. If you aren't ever going to change your mind, don't waste my time arguing on this channel. I mean, I am open-minded. I'm always willing to expand what I know and what I believe, and I'm hoping that you'll do the same. And the third thing is reality. I recently had a debate in YouTube comments about I forget his name, Raza something, a Muslim scholar, and I called him rational and reasonable, and that's because I believe that he is, even though he is a Muslim. He believes in a religion, unlike myself. I'm an atheist, and you can be rational and reasonable and still be a believer in a God of some sort if truth isn't your highest value. If you believe that you want the benefits of society, you're not going to get them in being an atheist, at least for most people. So you can be consistent with logic and still hold on to something that's not true just for the other benefits that it confers. But I'm talking to people who value truth, who want to know reality and understand reality. So that's the other R of my channel. Hope you like the title. I was originally going to make it something like discussions with Christians or something like that, focusing on religion. But I thought I'd expand it just a bit because I genuinely care a lot more about rational behavior than religious belief. And in addition to introducing my new channel, I actually had a topic that I want to talk about today, something that's very interesting. I've spoken in the past on another video about confirmation bias, and if you're not familiar with the term, that's the natural human tendency to grasp and reach out for and find information that confirms what you already believe, but at the same time you deny and avoid and filter out all the information that doesn't confirm what you already believe. So basically, once you've come to a conclusion, then you're just trying to find other people that will validate that conclusion and trying to screen out everybody else. And I found the perfect example of it. I thought a religious example hanging from my doorknob this weekend. It's called John and Romans for the people of Maine, very appropriately because it is nothing but the book of John and the letter to the Romans for people in Maine like myself. I think that's actually a very clever touch. It's printed in Ohio, but they probably make covers for every state just to personalize it a little bit and get some subliminal persuasion in there. And you may be wondering why this is confirmation bias. Who's screening out information? The Christians, believe it or not. There are many contradictions in the Bible, as I've already gone over, and one of the big contradictions the Christians don't seem to be aware of is that John is not like the other Gospels. John, if you even skim through it, you'll find so many examples of where Jesus is forthrightly admitting that he is the Son of God. Now you find other examples of this being described in the other three Gospels. For instance, Mark, the oldest of the Gospels, starts right in with verse 1 saying that it's about the Son of God. Then it tells the story of Jesus' baptism and a voice from heaven saying, "You are my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." There are plenty of examples, well, not compared to John, but there are a few examples in each of these Gospels where Jesus is described as the Son of God, which is kind of a strange concept because you won't find that in the Old Testament. You won't find the phrase Son of God. You won't find anything about God having a son. But right in these Gospels, you'll find that the writers believe that Jesus is the Son of God. But Jesus doesn't seem to. He doesn't come out and say, "I am the Son of God," or that God has a son and it's this guy that you're looking at right here. They have stories that contradict this, like where Jesus says to his disciples, "Who do people say I am?" And then he asks them, "Who do you say I am?" And Peter says, "Well, you're the Christ, the Son of God." And Jesus says, "Yeah, keep it to yourself. Keep it a secret. Don't tell anyone." Which seems really weird when you compare him to John, where chapter 10, verse 36 and 37, somebody says, "Where do I find the Son of God?" And he says, "You're talking to him right here." In John, we have all the I am statements. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the bread of life. I'm the vine. I'm the door. I'm the good shepherd. You find all those I am statements in John, and only in John, because Jesus doesn't come out and tell people the way to salvation is through me, except in John. And this confirms what Christians already believe about Jesus. And so John is very quotable. You have things like John 3:16, where Jesus is described as the only begotten Son, that if you believe in him, you have eternal life. You find all kinds of that in John and not in the other Gospels. Romans is because the church that left this on my door is Protestant evangelical, I'm certain, because they adore Romans, because Romans describes how you become saved, and it says you do it through faith alone, as Martin Luther used to say. And most of the letters don't. They don't directly contradict this, except James, of course. I imagine that Catholics, if they quote the Bible, quote James 2 a lot, because that has gems like faith without works is dead, and I can't even remember off the top of my head. Read James 2. It's clearly about the importance of works and saying you can't have salvation without works, whereas in Romans, the Apostle Paul says that you can have works. They're beneficial. You should still follow the law, but they won't get you into heaven, directly contradicting James. And there are a lot of things in the other epistles that don't quite come out and say exactly what Romans does. In fact, in the back of this, behind Romans, there's something called the Romans Road, where they I've heard this before. It's a way of showing somebody the way to salvation through Romans, and it doesn't do it in order. We start with Romans 3:10, then Romans 3:23, then Romans 6:23. These are out of context. I mean, if God wanted people to read this and thought this is the way to get to heaven, you would assume that it would be written somewhere in the order that Christians prefer. They're editing God. They're saying you didn't put this together perfectly, and they really don't think that the Bible was put together perfectly, because they want new believers to be front loaded with John and Romans and read them before they read the other books of the New Testament, and especially before they read the Old Testament, because they disregard most of that. I thought you'd enjoy that, and I hope you enjoy my new series. I'm going to try to come out with another video tomorrow and the day after. We'll see how that works. But I hope you'll subscribe and keep watching, and feel free to comment. I always appreciate that. Bye.